Welcome to the Counterattack Playthrough Series. We're continuing with Operation Dauntless and also continuing with Scenario T6, which is the first armored tutorial. And last installment we played T6 Fields of Fire, that's the scenario, just straight. But it actually has two variants. So I'm going to try variant number one, which is Fire Control, and that introduces Fire Control. So we're just going to play the same scenario, but show how fire control works. It's a optional rule, but I think I want to play with it going forward. But maybe not through all the tutorials, but once I get into the real scenarios. Let's check it out. I basically go in with the same setup as the last installment, but instead of having 3 and 2 tank troops, I'm going to have 4 and 1. Just try that out. Okay, well, it's the turn 1 British player turn, reset phase. It's the beginning of the scenario, send the thing to reset. So we're going to the action phase. Basically going to start the same way as the vanilla version of the scenario. And that is, these guys are going to move forward 1 hex, but 4 instead of 3 units. They're now in range of the Germans here. So maybe we should see what fire control is. So right next to the anti-tank strength and range is a fire control value. Not on all units, just on some. These British units don't have it, these Shermans. So the rules state that sort of the standard for fire control, or how it's calibrated, I guess, is against Shermans. So that means like Shermans just have the default level of fire control. So they don't need a little marker there. So that means these guys say +3, so they're better than Shermans in fire control. You could also be like -2 or something. That would be worse than a Sherman. So these guys are better than a Sherman in terms of their fire control. I guess that's like their optics and their training and maybe the kind of ammo and, you know, those kind of things. So when you do that, when you're going to do an anti-tank attack and you have a number there, if your number is positive, you're going to do this. You're going to roll your 2 black dice, your 2 10-sided dice that are black. Then I'm going to do a red 10-sided die and a red 6-sided die. Basically, you look at the 6-sided die. If the value you roll is less than or equal to the fire control value, then you can use that red 10-sided die and you get to pick 2 dice of the 3. So basically you get to pick the 2 highest dice of 3. So it's a slight advantage. If the number was negative and you rolled less than or equal to it, then you roll you take the 2 worst dice. So it's a slight disadvantage. So what we're going to do here is that Panzer IV is going to shoot at these guys coming in. They're going to shoot at this one right here. Just going to roll the big mess here. Okay, cool. I'm glad this roll came up because it's a good example. Okay, so first we look at this guy. Is it less than or equal to the 3? It is. So that means we get to use this red die. And then we take the red die, or we make the best die roll we can. So 10 plus 7 is 17. If we weren't using the fire control rules, they would have rolled a 10 and it would have been a miss. But their advanced fire control created a hit. Okay, and then the arc ends because the British are out of range. So they're going to move again. It's going to fire again. Same guy. Okay, got it again. So again, we got less than or equal to the +3, which means we can use this as part of computation, and it actually helped again because we would have had a 13, but now it's a 16, +1, so destroyed. Okay, these guys are they're still out of range. They're gonna move over here. Now this middle guy is gonna fire. It's at a +2. So now we rolled greater than the 3. So that would have been nice to get because that's a 10, but their fire control didn't pay off that time. They did roll a 12, and that was a +2, so that's 14, that's a hit. These guys are in range. Maybe we'll try slugging it out from this distance. Yeah, so these guys don't have fire control numbers, so they just do the vanilla thing. There's no bonus or anything, so they're just trying to roll a 14 going against this guy because he's the one that fired. This guy's gonna fire the reaction fire. Rolled a 6. This guy's gonna fire back at +2. Got a 4. Hold on here. Going a little hasty there because I rolled a 1 and a 3, but I also should have rolled these. Yeah, so that didn't work out. And 1 and 3 is 4 +2 for armor penetration minus range. Okay, so we'll just say these guys are just going to keep firing at each other until someone gives. 2 9s. Man, I rolled a lot of 2 9s lately. So this guy, wounded. He's going to choose to not react. But I think this guy over here is going to react. That'll be at a +1. But he's got good fire control. Fire control worked out. But the die roll, the 10-sided die roll, that's the red one, it was bad. But he rolled a 15 + 1 is 16. So this guy takes a hit. And he is out of range. So that's a good little technique, I think. I've just learned is you can like react with someone that is able to fire on them, but but also that they're not able to fire back. So that's a way to like get an extra little shot in there without risking the arc continuing. Okay, so what do I want these guys to do? I think they're just gonna chill out there. We're gonna end our turn there. By the way, the guys that were participating in the arc, I should have been rotating them 90 degrees for the phasing players units. Okay, so let's get this lone guy up here. 1, 2. The Germans here, same thing, gonna fire. That's even, like no bonuses. They rolled a red 5, a black 2, and a black 8. The fire control is a 3, which is equal to or less. So they can use the red 5 and the black 8. That's a 13, nothing. This guy's going to go again. It's going to be at a +1. Yeah, fire control's working out. So we rolled a 14. Without fire control, it would have been a 9, and then that's a +1, so 15. Takes a hit. Still out of range. This guy's good. Now these guys could be reacting. Wait, 1, 2. No, they can't, because this guy's the one doing the firing. Yeah, this is horrible for the British. This guy's gonna come over here. Now this guy's gonna reaction fire again. It's the same attack, +1. We got a 9 total plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 +1. So that's a miss. Now this guy that's, oh yeah, so that's it. They are declining to move anymore. They're declining to reaction fire, so he finishes his move. Looks pretty fragile. This might be like the playthrough of the vanilla where the British just get wiped out. Okay, now we enter the British combat phase. We'll go ahead and reset these guys to indicate that they are now able to do something. Again, in the British combat phase, anti-tank fire is available. So we'll go ahead and do a little bit of that. This guy is going to attack him. There's no bonus. There's no fire control. Got a 10. It's a miss. I need a 14. So do these guys want to react? Might as well have this guy react because there'd be no reaction. Yeah, that's kind of lame. Oh, by the way, that's his combat action. So this guy will react at a +1. Got a 7 + 1 is 8. This combat phase, so he only gets to participate in the armor reaction cycle once in the combat phase, infinite in the action phase. Okay. So does anyone else want to do something here? Yeah, might as well. We'll get 3 of these guys. Let's try to kill this guy. So this guy's gonna attack him. Need a 14. Got a 10. Nope. This guy will react back. Got a +1. We got a 9 + 1 is 10. And again, just to reiterate here, that's less than his 3 fire control, which means we can use this die if we want. We should, because it's bigger than any of these. 6 + 3, 9 + 1 is 10. Okay, so this guy fired back. So the cycle ends because he can't fire back. No one can reach this guy. So now this guy is going to attack him. Straight. 11. So without any bonuses, it's tough to get a hit, I guess. I haven't looked at the odds. Yeah, this guy fired. So this is the only thing that can happen now is this guy can fire back. Yeah, why not? Got the advantage. Is it a +2? Looks like we have a 11 + 2 is 13. And we have one last shot. No risk of reaction fire on this, because all the Germans are spent. 7, man, it's just brutal. Can't hit anything. Okay, that's the British combat phase. Now for the German player turn, we will do their reset phase. And what do they want to do here? Well, they seem to be pretty good. Like these guys, they're just out of range, but they have a +1 in the attack. So they should just stand off and hammer away. Maybe this guy can pull back. Do something similar. So we'll start with this guy. He's going to fire. Since he's the phasing player, has to rotate. We're going to fire at the guy with the 13 movement. Okay, we got a 14 + 1 destroyed. They cannot react. Now this guy, same thing. Gonna go against this wounded guy here. Rolled a 2 + 1. Okay. And what the heck? We'll just have this guy fire as well. It's gonna fire at this guy. He might get destroyed through reaction fire. We'll see. Let's see, we rolled an 11 + 2 is 13, so just missed. I think this guy will fire back at him. Got an 18. Yeah, I guess that was a dumb idea. Okay. That was the German action phase. Now for the German combat phase. Now one thing I should have considered is reacting one of these guys with a move. I can move right in there and take that. Maybe we'll do that during the combat phase. Okay, German combat phase. Like, yeah, let's do that again. Free shots. Go against this guy back here. Get a 11. Now this guy's going to go against the same guy. We have a 13. By the way, that was 11 + 1 is 12. This is 13 + 1 is 14. Just enough to kill him. End of German combat phase. Now we start turn 2. It's interesting, using the advanced fire control or whatever rule. The Germans are actually having a harder time, but it's just because of the rolls, the way the rolls are going, because they actually have an extra advantage now So the prior playthrough of this scenario, the vanilla version, they wiped out the British pretty quick. They're not doing it so fast here. I did change things up slightly, stayed back a little. But anyway, this is the turn 2, British player turn, reset phase. We're done. Now the action phase. What do the British want to do here, man? Well, they're getting hammered, so they need to move forward. They're going to move here, seize this. So at least they can fire back now. This guy's going to fire on the wounded one. Reaction fire. And let's see, we're at +2. We roll, the best we can do there is a 12 + 2. Yeah, destroyed. And just still kind of a little slow at this, trying to figure out. Oops, that was a 5. Just trying to figure things out. So that's a 3. 3 is less than +3, which means we can use this die if we want. So it's better than the 3 here. So 5 + 7 is 12, then +2 for the bonus. Okay, so this guy might as well react back. Got a 12. Might as well react back. At +2. Let's see, we got a 11 + 2 is 13. British are not going to react back. And I should have done this. British combat phase, so we'll reset this. It's going to pass. Can just try to see if you can hold out in this hex. That's the end of the British player turn. German player turn, reset. Okay, just did that. German action phase. Well, how about we'll move this guy a little forward. 1. This guy's going to react at a +1. I think it's worth doing if he's got a little bonus here. Got a 9 + 1 is 10. This guy will react. It hits +1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, they're in the range. That's a +2. Ooh, and fire control did pretty well. Let's see, 4, 7, 11 + 2, not quite. He doesn't want to react. This guy will continue moving. He's going to react. Got a 10. +2 is 12. Not quite enough. This guy's going to react back. Now he's at +4. Got to push the British out of there. His fire control didn't work out. That was a 9. He's no longer moving. This guy's going to react back. So this might be the final duel. Got a 9. German's going to react back. He got a 17 +4. Yeah, there's no way he's going to survive. I guess I'll pass. Now this guy gets to move. Guess he'll fire back now. Got a 15 +2 is 17. This guy will go ahead and fire. +4. No dice. This guy will fire back. Well, maybe you can wipe this guy out. 9. This guy will fire back. Forgot about that guy. 19 +4. Boom. Okay, so second variant of this scenario, Germans won as well. I think this is probably because that they've lost twice in a row now. How I'm playing. So I'd be interested in seeing some tips online if you have some good ideas for this. Well, we'll call that the end of the scenario because all the British are destroyed. And then next video will be one last variant of this scenario.